Hey guys, Amethyst Ravensong here. So, I've actually been mulling over whether or not I wanted to make this video all day long because I really do want to try to keep what I put out more on the positive side. But this is something that keeps coming up for me, it's something that keeps coming up for my friends, and I just decided that if by making this video I can save one more person from going through this, then it's worth putting it out there. So I'm putting it out there. So today I want to talk a little bit about the spiritual fuckboy. And we all know what a fuckboy is, right? This is the guy that's going to lead you on. He's going to give you half promises. He's going to say things like, I've never met someone like you before, or you make me feel things I've never felt before, but he'll never commit. He never fully commits, and he'll string you along with these half promises and these half compliments and these half declarations of love without ever really going there. And then when you push this, so what's going on here? They backpedal, I've never said any of these things, blah blah blah, but they try to give you enough to string you along. I need more time. This is, a big deal for me. I've been hurt before. That's always I've been so hurt before. No, he hasn't. It's just a manipulation tactic. So we all know what this looks like. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the spiritual fuckboy. But there's something that I want to address first, because a lot of the things that I've heard a spiritual fuckboy and a fuckboy in general say are things that can be said to you from a polyamorous man and be very sincere. It's the same thing. But the difference between a fuckboy and a man engaged in polyamory is one very big difference. A very big difference that will make you know the distinction right away. And that big difference is one word. And that word is communication. A man who's engaging in polyamory is going to be upfront and honest about his romantic style and make sure that it is something that you are on board for before you guys engage in any sort of romantic or intimate activities, because he genuinely cares about your feelings and wants your emotional and mental well-being to be intact. Huge difference. So before I get angry comments saying these are things that could be easily said sincerely in polyamory, I completely understand. I do. The difference is a fuckboy is going to make sure that it's vague so he can continue to manipulate the situation. A man engaged in polyamory is going to be upfront. And if a man tells you upfront that he is polyamorous and you engage in a relationship hoping for monogamy, that's on you. You knew what you were getting into. So it's not the same and it doesn't apply. So let's talk a little bit about the spiritual fuckboy, because there is a distinction and I'm seeing it. Of course, they're going to hang out in the spiritual community, and as a woman in these communities and pagan and spiritual communities, I want a man in these communities, right? I want a man who understands the way I see the world, the way my spirituality works. That's natural. Everybody wants that. And the thing is I really believe that they don't believe any of this. They're just infiltrating. Easy targets, right? That's what they're hoping for. And the things they're going to say are going to be a little bit different when you start to question about the relationship. You're going to hear things like, why can't you just live in the moment with me? Or, you shouldn't be so guarded and defined. We should be open and willing to take in whatever experience. I also had a friend tell me, and this just was so gross to me, that she had a guy actually spout some Buddhist teachings to her about non-attachment as a way to try to get her to continue to play into his games, which is just sick. Buddhism is beautiful. It has wonderful teachings that are so spiritually enriching, and he took them and twisted them to fulfill his sexual agenda. That is so gross. I can't even start with that. So look for these things that they say, these sneaky little things about being open and being in the moment. That's my favorite. Why can't you just be in the moment with me? Ugh. And then the other thing that I've been dealing with recently is them coming back and the manipulation tactics they use to get back in. Um, it usually starts with compliments, and if that doesn't work, then the new tactic that I've been seeing a couple of times recently is where they will try to accuse you of doing something nefarious or uncouth to get you to defend yourself, to rope you back into the conversation. Today, it was a guy who said, "Oh, I see that you unfriended me and friended a bunch of my friends. That seems very underhanded of you." It didn't friend any of his friends while we were friends on Facebook. Some of his friends sent me requests and I accepted them. And it's totally just a way to try to hook you back in and get you talking. So don't. And the thing is they wait. They will bide their time. And they can, because they've got 4 or 5 other chicks on the line that they're in another part of the cycle with. So this guy waited 2 years to weasel his way back in. And the other distinction with the spiritual fuckboy that you really need to make sure of, especially when that much time has gone by, is they will say, "I've done a lot of growing in that time." Because then you think, oh, they're past that stupid bullshit. That's cute. And maybe it's true. Maybe it's true. Keep a weather eye on the situation. And for me, it was instant that I could see that that was not the case, and I booted him because I knew what I was getting into. I've been down that road with him before. So watch for these lines. The be in the moment with me. I've done a lot of growing. The spirit, the being open to what comes in, open to receiving. They'll talk about being open to the universe, which means open your legs for me. It's not the same. And just, let's all work on our communication. And ladies, be out front with a dude. I've totally been embracing this lately. I've recently been seeing someone, and it's very new, but I've been very open about, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want, and this is how I feel about you. And wow, this has been working out really good. It's been a really good experience. So if you have a guy who's leading you on and he's being vague, you open up that communication. And if he's not willing to communicate with you openly and honestly, and he's trying to leave things vague, you have a fuckboy on your hands. He's trying to leave him a wide breadth for manipulation. And that's what they do. So, sorry I had to delve into a subject that's kind of icky, but there's icky people out there. And like I said, if I can help just one person not fall victim to this bullshit, that would be awesome. And the other thing is I say spiritual fuckboy because I am a heterosexual woman in the dating world. I am not at all saying that women aren't capable of this same bullshit. I am certain they are. So let me put that on there right now. This is not gender specific. I am not targeting men, and I do believe that there are probably women who would pull the same bullshit. Be on the lookout for them too, fellas and girls who engage in same-sex relationships. There's people, and there's things you just need to be aware of. And I really do believe in relationships, if there's not open, honest, frank communication, you might want to find yourself another relationship, because communication is key. And that's to any relationship, whether it's romantic or not. My best friendships are built on a really strong foundation of communication, and I've had them for years and I love them dearly. It really is the pillar of any relationship, is communication. So get that communication ladies and gents, and make sure that you're having someone who's dealing with you straight. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day, guys.